Hello folks, welcome back to my channel, Marsform Barnsy. I hope everybody's doing okay. This is a continuation of our exploration of the Cydonia region as displayed in the Mars Express images taken in 2006 by the European Space Agency. In my humble opinion, the very best images that you can do if you're researching into anomalies and possible civilizations once existing on Mars, because these images tell you everything you need to know about the exploration of Mars by NASA and the European Space Agency. Everything you need to know about what they've discovered, about what they're hiding from us, not completely hiding from us, but well, NASA is completely hiding what's in Cydonia from us, but Europeans aren't. Their images are quite revealing. They are obscured, they don't show everything that's in this image, but they do show us enough so that we can come to a pretty strong conclusion about exactly what we're looking at here. And every single so-called mesa that you can see within this image has been altered by a culture that once existed there. Virtually everything, and nothing you can see has been placed randomly, if you like. It's been placed in such a way that it tells a story, and it's a basic story. It's not anything that we as human beings have never heard of before. Although it's another planet, the story that these structures are telling us involve life, death, love, hate, relationships, and ultimately this culture's belief system is on display here. Only whereas we consider the pyramids at roughly 500 foot in height, wonders of architecture and monumental building, these structures are literally miles in length. Like the kneeling lady here is about 5 miles in length. That's the same. This is 3 or 4 miles in length, maybe 5. They're literally gargantuan, they're massive, and the amounts of artistic work that went into these sculptures is just beyond belief. The culture that built these were a very capable race, but they were human beings. I'm absolutely certain of it. Everything, if you have a look at some of my other videos concerning Cydonia, you'll see that they were human in every way. And if you have a look at the pregnant lady here, and you can see the fetus in the belly, you see the thighs, which is like a giant ramp, if you like, going up, and you can see the head of the helmet, and you can see the fetus in the womb, the umbilical cord. So they were mammals because there's a fetus and there's an umbilical cord. They were human beings, absolute, no doubts about it. If they had fingers, toes. If you have a look at the kneeling lady, you'll see that in her lap she's got a hand here, and it's got 5 fingers. They were no different from us. You can see the eyes, the hair, the arm. They had 2 arms, 2 legs, fingers, eyes, nose, mouth, exactly the same as us. And also on Mars there was fauna, there was animals that we can easily recognise as animals from Earth. And don't ask me why that is. I don't know. I don't know whether an ancient civilization from Earth colonized Mars and the solar system in the past and took animals with them. I don't know. Or did civilization begin on Mars first and then come to Earth? It's a question I've asked myself many times. But all I can tell you is that human beings once lived on Mars, and there's animals that we can recognise from the sculptures, like i.e. this one is a monkey. If you go back to, I know it sounds daft, and please bear with me, I would like you to stay with me, don't just dismiss it offhand. If you go to my last video and have a look, you can see this in more depth. Okay, there was fauna on Mars that was very Earth-like, if not they were Earth animals. But there's also creatures with no known analogy to Earth creatures, which I will come to them eventually. It's all a matter of time. As soon as I get the time, I'm going to try and go through everything I can see in this image, because I think it's very important that people know the truth. And there are one or two animals that are very unusual, and as far as I know don't really have an analogy with Earth animals, but we'll come to that again. Anyway, if we go back to this mesa, I want us to have a look, because it's really interesting, and I'm going to give you some food for thought. It's just my observations. You know, I'm asking you to have a look at it, see what you think. Even download the images yourself and go through the images yourself. You don't have to believe me. Go and get the images. I'll give you the links. Download them, put them in a magnifier, and have a look at them. If you're really serious about this sort of thing, it's going to be worth it, honestly. You will see some amazing things. Anyway, so we're going to concentrate on this area, because we've got the monkey, but it's in the position it's in for a reason. Okay, now just let me come to this here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I did in the last video, is I'm going to do the sequence of movements that are placed in the image for the monkey waking up. There it is yawning, and it slowly begins to wake up because it's being disturbed. And I did say in the last video that it's being disturbed for a reason, and I'm going to show you, if I possibly can, exactly why this monkey is waking up and is in the position that it's in. Okay, so it was asleep. As you go back to my last video, I'm not going to go through it again, and it gets woken up. But for those people who've looked at this image a little bit more in depth, you will find that there isn't only the monkey, there's other animals, and there's even people in this image. Okay, and the pivot is the tail of the monkey here. See this here? This is the tail of the monkey. This is the spine. This is the head. This is the head, the eye, the ear, the nose, the mouth. It's asleep. There's the spine. There's the tail. Now, it's not only the monkey that's asleep. There's other animals and people above it, right? And this is going to be quite difficult for me to sort of explain to you. I'm going to try my absolute best, because we're looking at an image that is tens of thousands of years old. It could be hundreds of thousands of years old. It may even be millions. I don't know. Okay, so you've got erosion. You've got a lot of it's covered with sand, a lot of damage. There's obfuscation from the European Space Agency with the orangey colour, but I haven't changed it. I'm going to try and show you in the original colour at this moment in time. so that you can get an idea of what I'm pointing out in the original image. Okay, so there's the monkey. Okay, I can't draw lines on this, by the way, guys, because it's in Windows Movie Maker. This I can only draw lines and that if it's in Adobe Photoshop, so you'll just have to bear with me. So is the monkey. So above it, right, we've got a human being, okay, and she's asleep here, right. I'll try and explain what it is. I'll start here. So now, if you look upon this as the neck area here, and this now is the arm. See this? This is the arm. Okay. This is the head here. Okay. Now this is this is like a very elaborate hairstyle. It's got decoration in it, and it's got hair that comes along here. Now bear with me, please. Okay, I'm going to try and explain as much as I can. It will get clearer for you. I know it's not particularly clear, and this is why they've managed to hide these for so long. But here is the face of the lady. Okay, so this is a hair or a very elaborate hat. Okay, there's an eye, there's a nose here, and this is a mouth. See the square part? That's a mouth, and there's a chin. Okay, and that represents a body. It's not perfect. It's symbolic more than anything else, because you're looking at multiple images in a single image. So they've had to do it like this, but there is a lot of erosion here in this valley. See this valley? There's quite a bit of erosion here, so it's not as clear as it might have been. Okay, if you look carefully here as well, you can see a face, and this culture was in love with the human face and faces that looked decidedly alien, but they had some kind of mad love affair with faces. Okay, and they incorporated them into their everyday structures that they built. Okay, so anyway, we've got the monkeys asleep here, then we've got this human being, which I'm going to call Isis because it relates to our story. One of the divine lovers, Isis. Okay, now if you look carefully here, you will see in the crook of her arm, reaching over her shoulder, is a bird, or a symbolic image of a bird. Okay, if you look here, you can see what looks like a face, two eyes, and there's the beak, like the sharp nose there, and then a sharp point here, and there's the mouth area. It's like a beak, and is the neck here, and this roundish structure here is the main body of the bird, and then this is the tail feathers here. See that? That's the tail feathers. You see that? That's in the crook of her arm. Now what you've got to do is come further up. Now see the very bright area here? This area is also a bird. So we've got the monkey, we've got a human being, Isis, she's asleep, lying on her back. We've got this bird in the crook of her arm, going over her shoulder in the crook of her arm, and then across her body is this bird here, and again the fulcrum is the tail of the monkey. Yeah, so you've got the monkey's tail, you've got this, the tail feathers of this bird, and then if you've got a blink, and then you've got this becomes the tail feathers of this particular bird, and this is its leg. Then this becomes its leg and its claws. See this? So you've got the beak here, you've got the eyes here of the bird, is the rounded head, you've got the neck, you've got the body of the bird, and then you've got the tail feathers here. I know it's very strongly contrasted out, but you still can see that it is a bird. Okay, so the monkey, the human being, you've got a bird here over the shoulder, and then you've got a bird here going across both palms. And this also is in keeping with Isis, because she was a goddess of magic, and she was also had a great affinity with animals, especially birds. And she's often depicted with the wings of a vulture, which are normally in a protective position. And I've also done something about that in a previous video, which is quite interesting. So this does fit in with our mythos, with our Egyptian mythos, if you like. You can discount that if you want, and just take them on face value for what they are. But so what we're looking at are multiple sculptures within one area. Okay, so if I just knock this forward, what happens now is that the monkey is starting to wake up. It's just starting to yawn, and it's starting to rise because it's being disturbed. Right now, the lady here is in an upright position now. Okay, so there's a hair, a long band of hair here, and she's got a very elaborate hairstyle. She's got this motif here, which could be a flower or a rose, whatever. Yeah, so you can actually see the differentiation there of a hair, or a cap or a hat or whatever. And now here's a face here. There's her eye, there's a nose, the nose area, there's the mouth, there's a cheek here, a chin and a cheek. Right, there's the bird, you see the bird, there's the tail feathers, yeah, and the bird. So the monkey's starting to wake up, she is starting to move and wake up, this bird is starting to wake up, and this one stays pretty much as it is, it just moves a little bit to the right. So now we're going to move forward again. So now you can see the monkey yawning further because it's being disturbed by something. Yeah, this bird here is now waking up fully. And can you see the eyes, the nose, the mouth? And it's looking this way now because it's also woken up. You see its neck and the body of the bird. It's like a valley, and this is like a wall, by the way, with structures on it. So this is like concave, or convex rather, and there's the tail of the bird. Okay, so the face is looking down this way now because it's moving in this circular order. Yeah, because they're all waking up. So move forward again. Now I hope you can see there's the monkey waking up, it's yawning again, and it's just starting to settle down because the movement that's woken up is okay. Right, it's got no problem with whatever's woken up. Everything's fine at this moment in time. And this is where the duality comes in here of this image. If you look at it from this angle, it's the monkey's yawning and waking up. And if you draw a line down this way, and you can see the V shape of the jaw, the monkey's settled down again because everything's okay. And if you look here, you can see the profile of Isis. You can see her eye here, you can see her nose, and this is her mouth. Okay, and she's now looking down this way because she's come round here, she's fully awake, and she's looking here, and she's looking specifically at the monkey's body now. Because if you look very, very carefully, and I do appreciate that it's difficult to see properly, but the monkey's body is turning into the profile of a human being. specifically a man with long hair and a beard, yeah, and her lips are touching the lips of this individual. Now we just go forward again. Now you can see her profile a hell of a lot better now. She's got the elaborate hat on, she's got the motif here, like call it a flower or a rose or whatever you want to call it, and she's got this elaborate hairstyle, and you can see her eye here, which is cut out. It's a square shape that's being cut out of the mesa, and then it comes down to a nose here. And if you look very, very carefully, she's actually kissing this profile of a man. The monkey now has gone back to sleep again. He's happy, everything's okay, because this is what disturbed him, which was the movements of Isis and Osiris, which I'll call them that, are together, and she is kissing the lips of Osiris here. You can see his eye, this is his nose, and their lips are meeting. He's got long hair, because the monkey's body is now turned into like the profile of a human being. It's got long hair, it's got a beard, and she, Isis, is kissing Osiris because they're reunited again, you see. Okay, if you look very, very carefully at the nose of Osiris, it's actually a structure. Can you see that? It's actually a massive, massive structure with an archway here. If you just follow the arrow, it's an archway, and you see the shadow, and there's like a pathway that leads into the archway here. If you just follow my movements here, and if you were to stand there, you could walk into this structure, yeah. So you've got the big archway, you've got the structure, and there's also structures on top of it. There's 1, 2, 3, and Osiris's eye is actually an entranceway into this, the body of the monkey and Osiris's head, if you like. But if you were there, you could walk into that. Okay, so that's what I was saying about the amalgamation of artistic work and practicality. And they built these structures, and they built these geoglyphs and sculptures out of buildings that they actually used, but they made them into faces and animals. If you understand what I'm saying. If you just go back, you can actually see that the nose of Isis is a structure here, and there's a tube coming out of a nose into this structure here. So can you see it? The structure coming out into this structure. So it's like connecting this face with this face. You see, you can actually see the tube there. Like I say, download the images and get a magnifying glass on them, or if you can't see this properly. Okay, so if we just come forward again, just go back, because now this particular image shows the monkey. See his little mouth, his nose, his ears. He's asleep now. He's gone back to sleep because everything is calm, everything is as it should be. Okay, and at this point here, you've got Isis and Osiris, also known as the divine lovers in ancient Egyptian mythology. It's no coincidence, and they're kissing each other, the noses are touching, and they're looking into each other's eyes, right? You can just about see the profile of the face if you look carefully. If you look away, then look back a few times, you should start getting your eye in to see it. She's a lot easier to see than Osiris. Okay, so if you just go forward again, so this is the perfect ultimate moment really, where they're both together again one final time, because this is the final time where they're together. And from this point on, they start moving away from each other. They're still in contact, but they're now moving to the right. Okay, so it's going in a circular movement like this, because the monkey's starting to wake up again now, because something's happened to disturb the equilibrium and the calm. So if we move it forward again, see the monkey's waking up, see the eyes, the mouth's open, the body's moving forward. Now we're losing the profile of the face, it's starting to disappear. They're still kissing, they're still together, but something at this point in time has happened to make the monkey start to move forward. Okay, and what I'm going to have to do is just go back to show you this clearly. I described this as being a very elaborate hairdo with a motif here, like a rose or a flower in a hair, in Isis's hair. You can see the profile of the face. But what you've got to do again is blink. I know it's difficult for me to explain because of the duality and the contour variety, but above Isis's head is another face here. See, this is another face. So there's like a face within a face, and this is, for want of a better description, is I call it Seth, and that's what I genuinely think it is. Like I say, it's the nearest analogy I can find. So we now have a third individual. So we've got Seth above Isis, looking down at the monkey and looking down at Osiris. Yeah, that's what that is. Now I'm going to show you what I mean here, what happens. So they're both together, and then what happens is this face now moves down here. It's very difficult to see at this moment in time, but what's happening is that Seth, who's the brother of Osiris, usurps the kingship, the lordship, the authority of Osiris, and usurps his throne, if you like, and pushes him out. This is what's happening here. See the long nose, like an Inca. Remember the mayors, and they had very long noses. This is exactly what he's like. And Seth was always portrayed as a very, very ugly person. He was portrayed as someone who wasn't very attractive, and whereas Osiris was always the opposite. But that's quite important, that, to later on in our story. And he was always portrayed in Mars, in Cydonia, with a very long, big nose. Okay. So what's happened now is that this face has now come down here. So we've got an eye there, we've got a nose, and then we've got his lips. I know it's not very clear, but you can just about see where this face is individual here. It's differentiated here. Yeah, and these two are still kissing, but they're moving away now. Isis and Osiris are moving away. I'm going to show you what I mean. So if you move forward now, can you see the face of Seth? He's come forward now. The monkey's waking up because he can see that there's a problem, and you see the eye, the nose here, the nose area, the mouth, the chin. Okay, I know it's very, very difficult to see, but I'm hoping by the end of the video you will understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so Seth has usurped Osiris, and he's taken over his position, and Isis is now here. Right, this very full-on, very sad looking face image here is now Isis. You see her eye there, you can see another eye, the circular feature, you can see a nose and a mouth, and that, I believe, represents Isis. It's very sad and forlorn because she's losing Osiris here, because Seth has usurped his position, and she is now looking south, and she's looking south for a reason, which I will explain in another video. Yeah. Now, if you just look here at this particular image, this to me looks to me as if it's the outline of a bear. Okay, and you can see the ear, and then it comes round, you see the eye, you can see the dark snout, and then you can see a little gap here which is the mouth open, and then the chin area, and then it comes into the neck. Yeah, and again, I know it's difficult, guys, I appreciate it. I'm doing my best to explain as much clarity as possible, but I believe this is a bear. Okay, and the reason why I believe it looks to me like a bear, and there's also a connection here with Seth here, this corroded face, because in ancient Egyptian mythology, Seth was at one time a prisoner of the Pleiades sisters, the star grouping, the Pleiades, and he was supposed to be chained up in the Pleiades by the seven sisters, the seven stars of the Pleiades. And it's no coincidence, guys, that is also in the constellation of Ursa Major, which is the big bear, the great bear. That's the constellation that Seth was supposed to be chained up in, specifically by the seven sisters, the seven stars of the Pleiades. So you've got this bear right looking exactly north in the main image, with this eroded profile, which I believe is Seth, that's taken over the position of Osiris. And this here excuse me, is confirming that is who I say it is, because it's a bear. Okay, Ursa Major, the great bear. Okay. Excuse me, guys. So I'll just bring it forward again, and we can see the profile now of Seth and he's virtually completely taken over the position of Osiris now. He's nearly disappeared because the monkey has moved forward. He's moved forward. Okay. Still see his profile. He's now virtually completely taken over. And there we have the ultimate image. Osiris is now gone. He's being taken out of the equation. He's being usurped by Seth. Okay. And there's the monkey. This is the image that we started off with. He's in full, I don't know how you describe it, like combat mode or aggression or defensive posture. And you can see his hand, see the digits, you can count the digits. He's got 5 fingers and he's got this cube like shape in his hand, which I speculated might have been like the Book of Wisdom that Thoth once was supposed to have. He's supposed to have all the knowledge of the universe in this book. And because this is a monkey on its own, and to the god Thoth, monkeys, especially baboons, were sacred and were always associated with the god Thoth, who was the god of wisdom. And he had this book of wisdom, held all the knowledge of the world. And that hand is specifically on very open display for a reason. And the culture that built these didn't do things for nothing, for no reason at all. So I'm surmising that that's very important symbolic posture. Yeah. Okay, so that's the full sequence, if you like. I'm going to let it run and see if you can pick up on the things I've been saying. You see the faces coming together. You see them kissing. Now that they are together. Can you see? See the face coming forward. Osiris is disappearing. Yeah. I'll let it run again. Can you see the birds waking up? The birds now looking this way. See the tube come joining the structures. Can you see the two faces now together? I'll just let it run one more time, guys, because I want you to see that this isn't just stationary sculptures. The actual had movements in them. They were bringing the lifeless rocks to life, and this is not random geological processes in any shape or form. It can't be. It cannot be. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you so I'm just going to come on to that, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a couple of highlighted features. This is the monkey on its back, and I've just brightened up what I was trying to describe to you. You know, the bird in the crook of the arm and shoulder of Isis. Can you see that? I've coloured it in a little bit. You know, coloured it in for you so you can see it, what I mean. The actual lines mightn't be exact, might be a bit rough, but it is giving you a rough idea of what I'm trying to convey to you. the bird in the crook in the neck of Isis, who's lying down here. Yeah, and there's the very bright contrasted out image is the other bird lying next to Isis here. Yeah, this is the bird awake. Can you see that? You see the face? I mean, you can see the face clearly as far as I'm concerned. You see the eyes, the nose. It's like part human, part bird. And there's the neck, and there's the tail feathers. You see that? The monkey is yawning, and you can just see where the nose of Isis and a fat cheek there. Can you see the fat cheek? And you can see the other face above her. Yeah, the third individual in the triangle. Yeah. You can see where the two Osiris, the beard of Osiris, is kissing Isis here. Can you see that? The lips are together, they're looking into each other's eyes, and there's the third person above, but it's also here as well, a very elaborate hairstyle. I'll show you that's the monkey in colour. I've shown you that. I actually coloured Isis's face up just to give you a general idea of where I'm coming from. I hope you can see where I'm trying to come from here, with the elaborate hairstyle and the nose, and you know, the mouth here, the kissing. There's the bear. So I hope you can see where I'm coming from. So this mesa actually consists of multiple images, and it's not just an image of random geological rocks all thrown together over millions of years. It's actually a deliberately sculptured image, and it's sort of proof really that a civilization did once exist on Mars, and it's basically right in front of our eyes. Okay guys, I hope I explained in as much clarity as I could what's here. There's that much stuff in this. I've literally only dipped my toe into it here, because there's structures, there's archways, there's buildings. I could literally go on explaining different things that are in the image, but I'm trying to just show you the main features. Okay then guys, next week I'm just going to point out a few little structures here and what I think this is, because this is connected to this. Okay, but I'll do that in another video, and then we're going to be heading over this direction. Okay, the direction that Isis is now looking at, because she's lost a partner, a husband, because Seth has usurped the kingship of Osiris, and she's now looking forlornly to the south. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope I was clear in what I was trying to describe. It was quite difficult, but I hope you found it interesting, and if there's any queries or comments, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. And if you're not sure of anything, or you want me to clarify something for you, I will do, because there is so much more in this image, but I'm obviously constrained by time, and it's very difficult for me to sometimes convey exactly what's here. Okay then guys, once again thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you again next video. Bye bye.